I've been sick for about a week now, and it forced me to really slow down, way, way down. But honestly, this break has showed me something that I didn't really expect. So let's chat. Welcome back, my friends. I am Cheryl, and this is my channel where I have been documenting my weight loss journey for the past 21 months. Does that sound right? February of 2024, I began Zepbound, a GLP-1 medication, and I have successfully lost over 75 pounds. We were to 80 at one point last week, but we're back over 75 to 80. I'm not 100% sure right this minute where we are, but that's what I've been doing for the past year and a half plus, focusing 100% on this journey, this weight loss, this channel, and all of the people and everything around me. I'm finally starting to feel a little bit better. Really, I'm feeling like 70% better. But I am exhausted, and I was forced to really have to sit back and rest a lot. I slept so much. At one point, I really thought my body was just tired and starting to like play catch up, because there's been a lot going on in the past 6 to 8 months. And I've shared a little bit with you guys about just how much I've had to take on. And I think this illness, as much as it sucked, really made me force myself to kind of take a step back and realize that my body was exhausted. My mind was obliterated at that point, and I just needed to rest. My body needed to rest. Go lay down, please. My mind needed to rest, and I needed a little bit of a reset. So when you're sick, everything kind of stops, right? Unless you're a husband. Sorry, guys, but it's true. I was sick the beginning of last week, and I kept telling myself, like Monday or Tuesday, my mother said to me, like, what should we do about Thanksgiving? And I'm like, I'll be fine by then. And that's what I kept telling myself. I thought for sure I would be okay by Thanksgiving. And even Wednesday night, when I couldn't really do anything and I went to bed early, I told myself, I'll just get some sleep. I'll be okay in the morning. I was not okay in the morning. And I had to rely on other people. And I was very concerned with all of the things going on downstairs, kind of for a small period of time. And then I fell back to sleep. I really had to let my mind go with a lot of things. But I can tell you one thing, all the stuff is still there when you get back. So take the time that you need. If, heaven forbid you fall ill, your body needs the rest, your mind needs the rest. Let your body and your mind have what it needs, because all of those things that I was so concerned about were still here when I got back. The counter still had crumbs on it. The food still had leftovers that hadn't been thrown away from the week before. The groceries were still waiting to be ordered. The laundry was still waiting to be put away. All of those things were still there. So, even if you can't really do it, it's fine. Let your mind do what it needs to do. You'll get there. What I did start to do a little bit more is let my mind kind of free up a little bit. So I didn't watch TV. I didn't watch YouTube. I was that sick. I didn't catch up on emails. I wasn't able to check comments or, kind of check in with you guys really. I really did absolutely nothing. I laid in the dark in bed for days. And I went to work today. I'm really, really tired. I let my mind kind of decompress a little bit. And I wasn't doing any like life-changing, life-altering, seeking healing. But I think I was in such a headspace that I was probably that close to my breakdown. And maybe this was my body's way of saying, hey, you need to relax, you need to calm down, because all of the issues and problems and people that were consuming all of my energy and attention, they're still here. But I needed to give myself that time to just let my body do what it needed to do. And it was fine. Nothing catastrophic happened. Everything is still okay, or not. And we're still dealing with it. But it made me realize how different of a person I truly, truly am from 2 years ago. I just am so amazed by the difference that I see in myself. I look in the mirror, or I watch an old video, or I don't know, just everything about that person seems so far away and so far removed. I'm sorry if none of this makes any sense. I just want you to realize that this journey that you're on is so much more than a number on a scale, or how much you weigh, or what pant size you are. It's such a journey of emotion that I didn't even realize was there. I'm 53 years old. I don't even know anymore. I never really imagined in my 50s that I would change the person that I was. Do you know what I mean? Like, you grow into your personality and who you are, and it seems very unlikely that at 50 whatever you would change your whole demeanor. And I 150% feel like I am a completely different person. When I tell you 3 years ago, 2 years ago, if someone came near one of my kids, or there was a scuffle on the racetrack, or whatever the case may be, this girl was ready to go. And I will tell you, I'm not proud of this, but I would throw down if I had to. If it involved my kids or someone that I loved, I would. And 3 years ago, I did just that. And I ended up on the wrong side of it, and ended up on the ground, pushed by a man, and blew out my ACL. And 3 years ago, I had ACL surgery that I thought would end me, because I had already had ankle reconstruction. That was an injury I had at work. That was a complete accident. I was working with special needs children. Things happen. I blew out my ankle. That was an ankle reconstruction 6 years ago. The ACL was all because of my personality. I was ready to go at any given moment. If you looked at me the wrong way, if you spoke to my children in the wrong manner, there would be a problem. And it didn't always end well, and I am not proud of that. But when I tell you, I look back and I don't recognize the person that I used to see. Can you stop, please? You can probably hear him back there, right? And I'm telling you this story to tell you just how unbelievable this journey is. If you open yourself up to it, the journey becomes so much more than losing weight. I just feel like I have a completely new outlook on life. I feel like I am so much more open-minded and optimistic, and I don't know, I feel 150% different than the person that I knew. And I loved that person when she was here. I truly did. But I just feel like this journey has changed so much of me, and I feel for the better. I truly do. And it's given me all of you guys. And I kind of had some time laying in bed for the past week to reflect a little bit on, I'm not saying that the person that I was bad, because she had a lot of fun. That was a fun girl, let me tell you. I probably shouldn't, because some of the stories, anyway, I just want you all to know that this is an unbelievable journey. It is truly the most remarkable thing that has ever happened to me. And being sick has helped me to realize how far I've come and how much I've changed, and all of these just amazing things. So if you're, feeling a little under the weather, give into it, let it happen, let yourself heal and rest, because you actually might find healing in other places as well. So as I'm getting back into my routine, which has been extremely hard, I am giving myself some grace, and I am not rushing to catch up on everything. I'm doing things slowly. Yesterday I had my husband bring up the Christmas decorations and I put up my Christmas tree, and all of the lights weren't working, and I looked at him and I said, just put it outside. Just put it outside. I couldn't stress. Yesterday was tough. I tried to do a few things here and there, but I was extremely winded. I'm starting to kind of think that maybe I had COVID. I could only do something for 4 or 5 minutes, and I was so winded I would have to sit down. And then 20 minutes later, I could do something for 4 or 5 minutes, and I had to sit down. So eventually I looked at him and I said, no, I can't. Get rid. Stop it, please. Stop. He's biting his nails and it's driving me crazy. Brewer, stop. So I went on Walmart and I placed an order for rush delivery, and I ordered a new Christmas tree. $79. Check this out. This is a beautiful tree. It was on sale, but it's 7.5 feet. My other one was like barely 6. So this is a much bigger tree. This is a big upgrade for us. I love it. And the lights actually can be white or colored, and they can do like blinky or dancing, or they can go from white to colored. $79? Really? So yesterday I had my son come down and help me decorate, and then that was pretty much it. I sat down and I was like, I can't do anymore. And then today I made a very simple dinner. We did inside out cheeseburgers, and I didn't even make any side or anything with it. I gave my husband some potato chips, and I was like, that's what you're getting today, because I wanted to try to finish at least in here a little bit. So I'm not completely done, but I had boxes and bags and everything still all over. And before my husband went out, I wanted him to at least be able to like get that done and get that downstairs, because I was feeling very like closed in and the mess was like stressing me out, and that kind of messes with my head a little bit too. So I got a little bit of stuff done. I'll show you super quick. I'm not entirely finished. I need lights up on my mantle, but I have my gnomes from the Dollar Tree last year. I think they're so cute. And I got everything cleaned up over here. This is my favorite little Christmas tree. It doesn't light up, but it's like a little cowgirl Christmas tree. I got that from my middle son like 18 years ago. It was so long ago. And then this is my youngest's little Christmas village that he sets up and we add to every year. So I at least got a few things done and decorated, and I felt very accomplished. So I think this week will be small goals. Unfortunately, we only have 3 weeks until Christmas, and I will be hosting that as well. Christmas Eve. I do Christmas Eve. My brother typically does Christmas Day, but we don't go there until like 4. So yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for me for today. Everybody just needs to, I'm just going to try to relax as much as I can. I want to enjoy this holiday season. And especially coming off of whatever I am coming off of. I'm not trying to put myself in the hospital or get myself run down or get sick again for the next holiday. I truly, the dog is just staring at this pillow that's over here. It's the weirdest thing. Oh boy. All right. Well, my friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I hope everybody is healthy and happy and has a wonderful week ahead. I will talk to you guys real soon. Like, subscribe, comment, share, do all of the things. And remember, my friends, when you can't find the sunshine, you be the sunshine. Bye.